Management involves preparing, supporting, and helping individuals, teams, and organizations, right? And for you, for a product leader, you need to figure out product evolutions. Imagine what is happening in most companies today. They had an old system, and everybody is trying to figure out how to use AI to solve some efficiencies or to improve user experiences. And these changes, this is a market shift that is happening, right? And product evolution is happening. So this will have a certain impact on who you hire, who you don't hire, what you do with your product, how you sell your product. It can have a pivotal changes in the entire way that you've been operating, right? Your role is to figure out why are you making that change, which is the vision for change. Why are you making the change? Communicating the change effectively. If you don't communicate it, a lot of people will not bother about it, number one. And there's a good chance that even though you strongly believe in that the change to happen right now, the change will not be bought by your management and it will not happen, right? And finally, motivating the team to embrace new directions. So this is the core reason why you should pay attention and understand why you should formally recognize every change that you're bringing in about, right? And such changes, sometimes, for example, if the management says that no, now we cannot use these expensive Salesforce, we need to buy a new CRM or we need to build it internally. Some product leaders will be like, I'm not going to work in this company. This is bullshit work. I'm not going to do it. I will go to some other company. And that some other company will have some similar bullshit work, but of a different type. So successful product leaders typically view these changes not as an obstacle, but as a continuous opportunity to grow and innovate. No matter which company you're going to go, situations like these are going to come up, right? So you have to encourage such. Okay, when I say encourage, I mean you're not trying to encourage that let's change every day. No, you're trying to say that let's accept changes and be open to them, and always look for new opportunities to experiment and try new opportunities. Adobe's example is one of the most popular ones. Microsoft tried to change into an Android competitor, which they failed, and they had to shut down. They had to shut down that vertical altogether. There's this one framework that I'll strongly recommend to formally recognize whenever you get into a situation where you have to launch a new feature, new product, or you have to fix something existing, internal tool, external tool. ARCAR model is what you can remember. A stands for awareness, which is it starts from you by acknowledging that there is a need for change. Whether you recognized it, your manager recognizes, somebody else recognized it, whatever be the reason, everything starts with an acknowledgement. Then recognizing the implication of not changing. Fundamentally, if you remember, uh, like BlackBerry, for those who remember, BlackBerry took too long to change because they continuously felt that their business is completely protected from iPhones of the world. Because businesses, enterprises need security and safety, and we are the kings of security and safety. They couldn't even acknowledge the need for change. And I'm talking about very high level. If those people with all these and diseases of the world available to them, if they can make mistakes like these, we are still mere mortals, right? Today, for example, the companies who do not have AI in their roadmap, they need to figure out how to, like, what are they doing and what are they missing out. Something has to be off. Just yesterday, somebody had said that if you do not have AI in your roadmap, throw away your roadmap. I think Freshworks guy said that. Girish said that, I think. And I completely agree with him. So awareness, which is acknowledging the need for change, recognizing the implication of not changing, then having the desire, willingness to participate and support the change. Ask yourself, how many times have you, after having the awareness, you had the desire to go through the proposed change? And I'm using change as, think of the last sprint or the last release itself. Just think of that itself. Don't think of anything large. Have you communicated the benefit of the proposed change or not? That this will lead to increased efficiency or improved customer satisfaction or something. So developing the willingness to participate and supporting the change, and then fostering any kind of personal or emotional commitment is essential. This entire ADKAR model can take maybe 5 minutes for you to recognize. And sometimes it can take 2 weeks, 2 months to bring everybody on board. You can do it on a personal level, but at a team level, at an organization level or department level, this might take a couple of months for everybody to acknowledge, everybody to develop this willingness, and so on. Then comes knowledge. Do you have the understanding on how to change and what the change will entail? Exactly. Any training resources? For instance, if you're moving to React Native from, let's say, Flutter or vice versa, do you understand what will it lead to? What understanding, what knowledge, what team members are required, and so on. Then comes ability. Do you have the ability, or your team has the ability, the people who are involved, do they have the ability, skills, behavior, etc., to implement the change? And finally, reinforcement, ensuring that the change is sustained over time. So rewards or recognition programs to reinforce desired behaviors and outcomes. Now, this entire thing, right? This entire thing is usually, like Guru said, usually done in this fashion by the HR teams. But you as a PM also do this. You recognize that, okay, the users are behaving differently because there's a new competitor in the market. You do that analysis, or you recognize some product opportunity like that or market opportunity like that, which is where, after doing some research, you might acknowledge and then recognize the implication of not changing. You might discover that in your support tickets, that a lot of customers are starting to ask a new thing. And you might think that, oh, wow, what is happening that so many customers are asking for this new feature? Which is where the awareness comes in. Then the desire that, fine, I have acknowledged, I have recognized the implication not changing, but can I just delegate it to somebody else? Can I push this to the finance team? Can I not do this? And so on and so forth. That's the flow that you typically go through. This is model number 1, framework number 1.